Great. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know it was probably a little bit of a late night last night. We're doing an early start, but I promise we've got an action-packed session for you today. We're really excited to be able to show you what the team's been working on over the last year to help power your modern intranet using SharePoint. We've got a demo-filled session today. We're actually kind of doing two sessions within a session because Dan and I are going to do a bunch of demos. We're going to present a few slides, but we've also invited 3 random people to come up and build a company landing page in about an hour. Here they come. And they're also going to be building this today. So. You may know some of them. Okay, they're not random folks. They're folks on our team. I'm Andy Hayon. I work on the SharePoint Experiences team. Like I said, I'm really excited to be here with you. We got an action-packed session for the next 75 minutes. And my colleagues.
I'm Dan Holm, Director of Product Marketing for SharePoint, Yammer, and Microsoft Stream.
And I'm Andrew Ng. I'm a designer on the SharePoint team.
Dave Cohen, Program Manager on the SharePoint team.
Paula Wing, I'm an Engineering Manager on the SharePoint team.
All right. They are our portal building trio.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What number?
So, number 8. So,
All right, Paula, why don't you get started? We'll get the clock going.
That's great. So we're starting by looking at a classic publishing site. So some of you are familiar with these. You've created them. And so you know that this took us a long time to create, a lot of custom development, a lot of money. It looks pretty good. It's kind of slow, and the mobile experience is not ideal. So in the span of this session, we're actually going to give you a refresh of this site on our modern tech. And let's start right now. The new site is going to be fast, it's going to be beautiful, and the mobile experience is going to just work and be great with no extra work from us or from you. So we'll start by going to SharePoint Home. We'll choose Create Site. And I'm going to choose a communication site. That's the site type that we recommend when you're creating a portal. So we're going to create the landing site for Contoso. And now the clock has officially started, so I'm going to send it back to Dan to talk to you more while we work on creating content in this site.
All right. Thanks, Paula.
Off they go.
So during this session, they are going to build a brand new intranet landing page, a portal, a home page, live on stage. And we're going to talk about what the modern intranet is. We're going to look at the building blocks of the modern intranet, sites, pages, organizational news, and others. We're going to see tons of demos. We've got a really great customer, Wavemaker, who's up here to talk to us about the way that they've approached integrating communications and collaboration to create a very modern digital experience. And then we're going to share with you our roadmap. One of the key takeaways, if you only remember one thing from this session, is that we are absolutely committed to empowering you to build or migrate your intranet landing pages, to create those portals, to create those digital employee experiences with these technologies in 2019. 2019 should be the year you empower your employees to do the kinds of things you're going to see here live on stage. We're going to share the entire roadmap of how, so for those of you who are used to SharePoint and are experienced with it, you'll be able to see how you get from where you are today to where we're going to be. And along the way, we'll be sharing important resources with you as well. The technical components we're going to be looking through include, oh, here we go. I was looking for this. Include organizational news. On Monday, we announced organizational news that lets you get the right information to the right people at the right time across the organization, across devices. And it's a great way to keep people informed and engaged and aligned about what's going on in the organization. Communication sites, which are the fundamental building block of SharePoint, as Paula mentioned, the type of site you can use to share vision, knowledge, resources, and services across your organization and build modern portals. Hub sites that allow you to organize your intranet, and of course, culminating in what we're putting together for you to allow you to create great portal experiences that integrate news, search, resources, apps, and conversations, and put them together in a way that express the priorities of your organization and your brand. So with that sort of agenda in heart, actually, before I go there, I want to ask a question. How many of you already use SharePoint News in your teams or in your organization? I'm curious. All right, great.
Nice.
And how many of you use communication sites already? Wonderful.
Wow.
All right. Really, really great to see. I'm actually going to take a picture of you and get one more, get a crowd photo now that we've got everyone here. How many of you went to the Red Party last night? Oh, I want to give a special thanks to you, the very few who are surviving the hangover, and all the other 300 people who were registered and didn't show up. Be sure to tweet and let them know what a great session they're missing, and let them know to catch the recording later. So these are the components we're going to be looking at, and we've been making a huge investment in them over the last year, and I'd like Andy to share those with you.
Yeah, so since last year when we were here at Ignite, we have, as Dan said, really delivered a fair amount of product. So this is a pretty fast play to give you a sense of some of the major features and capabilities over the last year that we've delivered. And they all cluster around a set of the kind of core investments that we're making in SharePoint to power the modern intranet. The first one you see up there is web parts. Web parts are a key building block that allows you to connect to data, to services, and to content, and to put that onto the pages that you create in SharePoint. So modern pages and page authoring is the next major investment for our team. We're constantly working on ease of use with page authoring, performance for pages, as well as functionality like drag and drop editing, being able to extend the canvas in different ways that we'll show today. On top of that, we build our content distribution service, and it's great to see the number of hands that went up for SharePoint News. SharePoint News is the way that we want to enable you to reach and engage your audience, and so SharePoint News works across web and mobile, and it's built upon that foundational investment that we make in web parts and modern pages. And then we deliver that in the form of sites. A year ago, we introduced comm sites. We rolled out comm sites. A year ago at Ignite, we introduced and started to roll out hub sites. We're going to show you some more demos of kind of state-of-the-art there. That's the kind of core site types that we use to power the intranet for kind of broad reach. And then we wrap up all of this in SharePoint Mobile. It's our responsibility to make sure this works across the devices that your employees are carrying. And so we have a great experience in the SharePoint Mobile app. And throughout the session today, we're going to show some demos of that as well.
All right, right on. So all of this is taking us on a journey to the modern intranet. So let's talk about what that means. The modern intranet is a place that brings together content, conversation, people, apps, resources, news from across the organization and allows you to create digital employee experiences where people can connect to what they need to get their job done. So in the end, it allows us to really power two of our core teamwork scenarios in Microsoft 365. It allows us to inform and engage our employees, and it allows us to harness collective knowledge, to really embrace all of our employees, get them engaged and contributing to the greater objectives of the organization. Now, you might think about what you're trying to achieve in your digital transformation as an intranet. You might think of it as a portal. You might think of it as an employee experience or a digital workspace. The terminology that people use is diverse, and I'd actually love to have conversations with you at the booth and after this session about how you think about the modern intranet. But in the end, this is a broad frame to communicate to your business leadership about what the role of the intranet can be moving forward. I think that the intranet needs to do several things to achieve those goals. The first is it needs to empower anyone to share with their team and across the organization. And luckily, share is our first name, right? We need to be able to share vision, to empower leaders to engage employees and align them around shared objectives. We announced this week Leadership Engagement, which is a solution that embraces Microsoft 365, and in the case of SharePoint, uses comm sites to create a digital presence for leadership where they can post their news and perspectives, connect people to resources, and engage in conversation. Share knowledge by bringing people and content together to create communities that allow people to share best practices, find resources, and get answers to questions. Share resources and services across the organization with microsites. And, of course, share news, allowing you to keep people informed and up to date across the organization. And all of these things we are striving to make both simple and powerful. So for those of you who didn't raise your hand earlier and have not yet used these capabilities, I hope you can see how simple they can be. And we will start with sort of simple examples and build to more powerful ones in each of the stanzas of this session. And so for those of you who are more experienced, we'll also unveil some of the new superpowers we're adding to these capabilities. And I hope everyone starts to see how we're making the powerful simple and the simple powerful. So we'll start with SharePoint News. SharePoint News does let you inform and engage your team and your organization. And as we go through demonstrations, we'll see the capabilities of SharePoint News that allow you to do that. So I'm not just going to read all the slides. We'll do this live. But I want us to think about news in sort of 4 thoughts. One is create, how you create news. One is how you publish news. One is how you distribute it. And the 4th is how you engage with news. So create, publish, distribute, and engage. Let's all get our voices warmed up. Want to say that with me, a little mantra? Create, publish, distribute, engage. All right? And we'll take a look at how that works across both desktop and mobile experiences. So here we are on a site for the Asia-Pacific region of Contoso Electronics. It is a communication site. It's a beautiful digital employee experience for people who work in that region. We have connections to resources, lists of events, links to other resources, a way to explore our leadership and learn more about them and see what they're working on. And up here at the top, we do have news from our region. And you'll notice already the first news article is that we've had a fantastic turnout for our launch event, and that's you guys in that picture. It was as easy as taking a picture on my phone and posting it as news to create the first news article. So I created it on my phone. We'll see more about that later. Published it, and it's already being displayed on the site right here. And so as a reader of this particular article, I can go in and see what I posted. There you are. I can engage with it, I can like it, and say, why am I not in this picture? And post that. So we've seen that whole cycle in a real simple example here of creating news from the phone, publishing it from the phone, distributing it through this site, and that distribution happened automatically. These news web parts are dynamic, and then being able to engage with it. Now let's take another really simple example of how we might create news. In our consumer lives, when you see a piece of news that's interesting to you, the way we tend to share that is by basically sharing a link on our favorite social media. We can now do that in SharePoint as well as a way of distributing news using external or internal content. So as an example, we have an article that was just published in eGov Innovation magazine here online about Microsoft's work with AI Singapore and in US to reinforce and develop AI capabilities in Singapore. I think the Asia-Pacific region needs to hear about that. So I can create a new news link, and I can pop in that link to that article. It automatically retrieves the image and the short description and title from that article. I'm going to go ahead and just update it just a bit, just to keep it a little shorter. Developing AI in Singapore. And I'm going to post that article. So it's been just that easy to create the news and publish it. The distribution, again, happens automatically. That's already showing up here on the site through the news web part. And again, we could engage with it. We could like it, comment on it, share it further on down the line through social sharing. Now let's go to the next stage of actually creating an article. An actual news post from the desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and create a page. And we announced on Monday that now you will be able to choose from from custom page designs that your organization can create and manage in order to accelerate productivity. And because you can start with a certain look and feel. So like, for example, we can take a look at what this one looks like. You know, it's got a certain layout, certain set of web parts, great for a status report. There's one here for a news update. We can take a quick look at what that might look like. So we've got these page designs that accelerate our productivity. They also help facilitate consistency and branding because it gives us a starting point. It doesn't force us to redo a lot of work. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Product Spotlight as an example here, and we'll go ahead and create this page. Now, once I create the page, the part of my work is already done for me by the page design. I can put in the name of the article, new safety program for the quadcopter. And I can change the image. Each web part has a set of controls that allow me to modify that image. If I click this second one here, I can change the image. I can see images that were used recently. I can pick images from my OneDrive. I can search Bing for images and pull images off the web. And we announced on Monday that now I can pick from allowed images, approved images that are in central libraries managed by my organization. I saw a few silent applauds there, so feel free to applaud broadly. We like that one too. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in an article, an image. Let's pick the sunset one here. That's actually, no, I like this one even more. Let's do that one. And pop that in. Now, one of the things we didn't really point out on Monday's keynote, so we'll give you a little bit of eye candy here, is when I go in and pick one of those images from the central libraries managed by my organization here. So let's pick one of our logos. Let's take Contoso Electronics. That puts that logo on the page, but how hard has it been in the past when your organization has either merged or been divested or had to rebrand and you've had to go through and change everything you've posted to your intranet? This is linked from that library. So now when you update the image, you'll be able to update the places it was used across your organization. How cool is that? So with a few more clicks, I can finish this article, and I'll go ahead and publish it now, and we'll do yet one more example. And when I publish this, I have an option of how I want to distribute it. So we get that distribution and visibility piece here. I can add a page to my navigation, to the top navigation. I can post this as news to the site. I can email it, and I can actually save it as one of those page designs we saw. So I'm going to go ahead and post this as news, and that will then show up on our homepage as well. Now, one additional mechanism for getting news to your audience so that they don't have to come to this site to see it is to give them the SharePoint mobile app, which Andy will show you in a moment, which will get the news to them right there on their phone. A second is to connect news to Teams. Your team news, that's part of your team sites, and that might be part of Microsoft Teams for you, can be brought directly into Teams using the SharePoint News Connector. So when a news article is published for your team, it can automatically appear in one of your channels, and people can converse around it. And that's great for people who live in Teams. But a lot of people still live in email. And one of the things I really hope you start to see here is that SharePoint News is such a much richer way to communicate than email blasts. Email blasts, first of all, are just plain text. It's really hard to get images and formatting in there. You can't get rich media at all, like videos and such. If you do try and make it look good then on a desktop with some kind of HTML template, it's really hard to make it look good on mobile. Then if people want to engage with it, they start reply-alling, and everyone's inbox fills up with a lot of noise. So email communications need to go away. However, some people still live in email. How do you bridge the gap there? Well, one of the ways you can promote this article, either by going to the promote command or right next door, is to send the article by email. So I can actually say, you know what, this needs to go to our product launch event team, and I'm going to put in a message here. Be sure to take the safety training. And this will go to people in a rich email message, just like you're seeing here, with a great little preview. They can click into it from email, and they'll be consuming the same article that people might be seeing on their team site or might be getting to from Teams. Everyone can go to one place, engage on that article. You can measure views of that article more effectively. People can socially engage with it with likes and comments. So it really kind of is a great way to drive adoption of news by emailing news to people who are still living in their inboxes. And one other sort of email example before we go to the final sort of powerful news is on our page of our site here, we have what's called a news web part that's displaying the news, and we'll see how to configure these later. Next to it is a See All link. This See All link takes us to our news page, which is all of the news that's been published on this site. It's like, you can think of it like an archive. So I can see the 2 articles that, or the 3 articles that we've already done this morning. Now, I have the option of creating an emailed news digest out of these articles that we've created. So I can say, you know what, I want to send that article, that article, that article, and that article. And then I click Next. And then I can say, this is the Ignite update. I can send it to whoever I want to, maybe to that same group I was using before. And I can say, great news from the team. And again, it's going to send this out as a beautiful news digest to people in email. So even if people live in email, you can start bridging the gap to these more modern ways of communicating. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. All right, let me do one last example here, and I'm going to sort of start from a very blank world here. I want to really emphasize how we can pull in media from across Office 365 and even beyond. So we'll just call this Ignite News. First of all, one of the, let me pop in an image here so we can see something a little bit more interesting. Let's pop in this one. You'll notice we now have in this news web part, whoops, doesn't look like it caught my image there. There we go. I can set the focal point of this title region. We can try one of a couple of different new layouts. I like this one a lot. And we now have the ability to put some additional text above the page title. So I'll put some text up there. And yep, cool. And I'm going to put in the author, which might not be me. It might be my friend over here, Isaiah. And I can put the date that it was published. So I've got some nice little title region. Yeah, cool, huh? The little things matter. And then to build news, it is as simple as clicking the plus. Honest to goodness, you can sit a user who's never used this stuff down on a chair. We've done research to see this. Show them where the new button is, and then show them where the plus button is, and they can create news. It is really easy. I say, OK, I want some text. Great. Now, I can obviously type, but one of the great things about our text web part is that I also can copy and paste. So I can bring in a whole bunch of text from a Word document, for example. My Word document seems to have gone to sleep while we were waiting. So I'll take, I really want to get some of this. Let's see if I can get, there we go. I can take some text from Word and paste it in there. And you'll notice it even brings in the table. That's really cool. Yep. I can put in a file viewer and pick a file. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a file from my desktop, financial reporting. And I can use the previewer web part to show that off. So I've got this view of my Excel file here, also part of the news. I'm going to, first of all, I think, well, I'm going to go ahead and edit it and put in just a chart. I don't want to show the whole thing. So I can say, let's just show that chart called expense chart. And then a couple more quick things we'll pull in. I'm going to pull in a video from Microsoft Stream. Stream is, of course, the intelligent video service in Microsoft 365. I've got a video here on our quadcopter safety program. I'm going to copy the URL and paste it into the channel. And I actually happen to know that I want it to start at minute 1:58 because that's where she talks about the safety program. So I'll put in that specific thing. Now, this is looking a little weird. I'm not really wild about the way this is laying out. So SharePoint News allows you, and Pages allow you to create sections, and you can control the layout of those sections. So for example, I can create a 2-column section, and then it's as easy as dragging and dropping web parts across sections in order to resize. Yeah, nice, huh? So pop that in there. And then the last thing I want to pop in here, and we'll do one more section to show a different section layout. We'll do a 1/3, 2/3. And I'll put something in the left, but what I wanted to point out is I can also add a quick survey. Microsoft Forms is a really great tool for creating surveys and polls. I've got a survey here. I'm going to go ahead and copy the sharing link, and we're going to pop it into that news article using an existing form. Here's the URL. Click OK, and now I can measure the pulse of my organization with a quick survey. So with all of that, you're really able to see that this is so much richer than what we ever could have done with email. We're able to create visually compelling news. We're able to pull in content and services from across Office 365 and even beyond. We're able to then bring people to that news from wherever they are by sharing this into Yammer, sharing it into Teams, sharing it by email, or having it surface on their sites and portals. So with that then, we've seen how we can create, publish, distribute, and we'll see more of the distribution here in just a moment. Oh, there is one last piece of distribution I did need to show, which was SharePoint Home. In addition to SharePoint Mobile, which Andy's just about to show you, SharePoint Home curates all the news from my teams and my organization into a single feed that's personalized for me with AI. So the news that I'm seeing is targeted to me based on my audiences, my groups, my work patterns and affiliations. And you'll notice the first 2 articles are tagged and are flagged visually. They're badged. That's because they are organizational news. So one of the key announcements we made on Monday is that you can take a site, any site in your organization. So for example, we created a comm site called News at Contoso. This comm site can be tagged as a source of organizational news, and then news from that site is visually highlighted to draw people's focus to it and ensure that it bubbles up to the right people at the right time. So with that, then, let's see how this looks on mobile. Andy?
Okay, let's switch over. Okay, so while in the last few minutes, Diego, who's Dan, published a number of news articles there, and I got notified of them because I work closely with Diego. So I will go ahead and take a look at those. And I can open right into the application here for SharePoint Mobile and the news link. And I'll go to the APAC region site. And there you see your picture. So we can open that one up. And there's the one that he just posted a moment ago. Fantastic turnout for our launch event. And you'll see at the bottom the ability to like, to comment, or to share. And so I can go ahead and like that page, and I can add a comment if I want to. I think Alex should look at this one. So I'm going to show you a new capability that we're offering, which is we have added @mention support. So I'll go ahead and @mention Alex. And if I wanted to, I could shorten it down to a single name to be more friendly, but it still resolves. And I'll go ahead and post that. And so that's, a way for you to interact with your audience, the likes and comments feature, and also for others to kind of redistribute your content by bringing other people into the conversation. If I go back into the app, we'll show those other posts from Dan. And if I go to the news here, you'll also see that roll-up that we just showed in SharePoint Home. So here's the personalized, intelligence-driven news roll-up that's for me, showing a whole bunch of posts here that I can read at any time. If I wanted to, I could also, if I don't have time, save any of these for later. That's a feature that we delivered initially on mobile, and in a few minutes I'm going to show you how we're also extending that out to the web in both SharePoint Home and on pages in the web. So I grabbed that one for later. We'll see it in a moment. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and check back in with our portal building team and see how they're doing. I don't know, Dave, if you happen to, let's see. Let's
switch over.
He's 8.
Huh. Interesting. Andy, I just got a notification on my Apple Watch that I was 'mentioned on a news post.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, let's show that. Hold on one sec. You're 7. Which is the phone?
Oh, back to 7.
7.
Got it.
Okay, so there he is. I mentioned Alex, who's our friend Dave, and he got notified of that mention in just a few seconds on his watch. Cool stuff.
Thanks.
All right, guys, how's it going over there?
It's going pretty well, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we do have some requirements for you. I know we didn't really kind of drop this on you earlier. But, Dan and I own the Contoso intranet, Contoso Electronics intranet. And, if you guys are building the landing page, we need to make sure that only the right set of people can publish content to that page. And we want it to go through an approval process. And we want our corporate communications folks to be able to review the content and approve it before it goes on. The other thing that we were thinking about is we do have a lot of content on our intranet. We have a lot of content on that site. And so we want to make it as useful and relevant to folks. So we want to be able to target the content to the audience that's coming in. So I know we didn't really kind of talk in detail about those, but we've been working through our requirements. And so there's a couple things. I don't know if you can meet those and show us how you do that.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. I've been building portals a while, so I'm used to hearing some really kind of crazy requirements coming from the team that needs the portal built. So in the past, these might have been really difficult to do, but now they're actually pretty easy. So we're switched over to my machine, and I'm going to show you guys how to do both of those things. Require approval on content before it gets published, and target content to different people based on the audiences that they're a part of. So I'm actually going to start on audiences first. I've actually already enabled audience targeting on this site pages library. It's just a simple setting that you turn on. And what it does is it creates this new audience column. This column is a metadata column like any other column in the library. You can see in this library we've actually added some other columns as well. The audience column is a little special in that it takes a group, any entity in Azure Active Directory, so a dynamic group, a modern group, a security group, or even a discussion list. And we did that because we know that people already have these groups set up to communicate out to their organizations, and we wanted to make it easy to just reuse those concepts to target SharePoint content to those groups of people. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how we do that. So I'm going to find one of our articles here that we made while we were working in the background, and I'll open the information pane, and you can see I can edit the metadata right here. I'll go down to audience, type in product launch event, and just like that, this page is now targeted to any member of that group. And so what that's going to do is it's going to tell the web part that's showing this article to only show this article to people who are members of that group. So that's audience targeting. That's all set up on this library. Now, the other thing that I think Andy said was he wanted approval on content before it gets published. So we've integrated Microsoft Flow directly into the SharePoint surface area for this. Flow is an incredibly powerful product. It makes it easy to automate common business processes across SharePoint, Outlook, Teams, other Microsoft and third-party services. We wanted to give organizations the power of Flow, but also make it really easy for site owners who want to set up simple processes to just have a couple clicks to go and get this set up. And for their end users to have a seamless experience when trying to submit something for approval in SharePoint. So here, I'll just go to the Flow dropdown. I'll click Configure Page Approval Flow, Create. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring in Flow. It's going to say, OK, we've already got this template, right? Submit SharePoint page for approval. We ship that out of the box, so I don't need to do anything to the Flow. And I'm going to type in Nestor. He's our director. And click Create. Come on, demo network.
At least we know there's no smoke up your sleeve, because all the time columns are like in the last half hour. So.
Oh yeah, we work hard.
No smoke up our sleeve here.
So what you can see is that that talk to Flow, it set up the Flow, it called back to the SharePoint library, and it created this new approval status column. It's using the out-of-the-box content approval feature in SharePoint. All the pages that we've already published are approved, but any page that tries to get approved after this will go into a pending state, and the Flow will actually send an email off to Nestor for him to go and view the page, and he has to approve it before it can then be published. So yeah, requirements met.
OK, well done.
And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it off to Paula, and she's going to walk through creating a new news post announcing the launch of one of Contoso's new drones, the Contoso Eagle.
Thanks, Dave. All right, so let's go to our home page on the site, and I will show you how easy it is to create pages in SharePoint. So we're going to do plus new page. And again, you see this set of page designs. Now, we only have a couple because we're creating this right now. So page designs are really great. You can create your own custom page designs for types of pages that you create commonly in your site. It gives a very good starting point for your authors and also kind of inspires them as they're creating their pages. So I'm going to create the Contoso Eagle launch page. So I'll choose the product spotlight design. And first, let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a little copy-paste cheating here. And we will paste in our title. Now, next, let's go ahead and choose a new image for our title region. So what I want to point out, which you also heard about earlier and in the keynote, we have this new Your Organization tab. And that is really wonderful for companies that are going and purchasing a set of images or other assets that you want to curate and share across your organization. Now, everyone, once you've configured this central asset library, they will see it in their file picker, in their image picker right away. So we've created 2 different libraries here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the images library, and we'll go and look for our Contoso Eagle drone image there. And I want that image right there. And now let's change our focal points. We've actually got the drone in the region there. And now let's go ahead and look at some of our really nice layouts for the title region. So here we have the image and title option. I can switch to plain. I can choose color block or overlap. I like the color block because it really brings in that theme color and looks great with this particular image. Now let's go and put in, I love how this page design is reminding me I've got to put in my product name. So it's the Contoso Eagle. And let's put in a little product overview there. Let's try that one more time. And then right after I do this, you'll notice that table on the right-hand side where I'm being reminded that we want to go ahead and add spec details for our drone. So instead of adding them in a table, I would actually like to take a different approach. So a few minutes ago, I went and added a set of metadata columns on this site so that we can add metadata, use it for roll-ups, and filtering across our site. So I'm going to go and open the page details pane. And I can go and choose my flight time for this drone. I can choose the weight for the drone, choose a video option there, and the color for our drone. And that's great, but I actually want this to show up in the page as well. So let's add our page properties web part. And now I can go and choose those exact same metadata columns, so flight time, weight, and they're showing up right in the page there for all of your viewers to see on this page really easily. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at our new section backgrounds. They give you a great way to bring in more theme color and also to just highlight content across your page. So let's switch to the soft background here. And maybe for this section, we'll choose no background at all. I kind of like the neutral background here. And maybe at the bottom, we'll add a strong background. And that looks nice. Now let's go and configure our image library. I uploaded a few aerial photos that our drone took a few minutes ago. And so I'm going to go choose that Eagle Drone Aerial Photos library. It really easily pulls in those images immediately. I think I'm going to switch from our tile layout to the brick layout, which looks really nice. And then let's pull in a customer quote at the end there. And you'll notice here as well with those strong backgrounds that it does a nice job making the text still really readable and accessible. So that's great. Now last but not least, we'll open up those page details again. And you'll remember that Dave wired up audience targeting on our library. And so I'm going to go ahead and right in the page, I can also add the product launch event group. So again, you can do it from the library or you can do it from the page. And finally, Dave also turned on approvals for this page. So I'm going to submit this page for approval. I think it looks pretty good, so we'll see if Dave agrees with that. And you have a chance here to also fill in a message. So I'm going to say, Dave, please approve, and submit that, and it's off for approval. And that's pretty cool, right? So now we're going to take a little bit more time adding a bit more content, and so I'm going to send it back to Andy.
Okay, sounds good. We'll let you guys keep building, and I'm going to go ahead and take it and walk you through a few communication sites examples that we have built. Now, what I'm going to show you for the next few minutes here are all communication sites. They're all sites that we built with a few people in our team in the last couple of weeks. They're all built with out-of-the-box capabilities that are mostly available to you or are coming very shortly. And when I say coming very shortly, at the end of this, I'll talk about the roadmap. But basically, everything in here is real code. It's all a set of communication sites we built in the last couple of weeks with a very few set of people. So I'm going to start with our executive corner. So this is really about Dan framed up how communication sites work in both the keynote and here. This is an example of us being able to share vision. So our executive team wants to be able to share information about them. We've got the hero web part with that beautiful parallax scroll up at the top. We're using news to communicate. Paula just showed a pull quote with section background. So this one doesn't have it, but I could add section background if I wanted to add emphasis to that. As I go down, we've got stream on this, so we can see our CEO communicating out to the employees. We've got past keynotes and recent communications with our links web part and some new styling there that I'm going to show in a moment. And then here we've got our full Yammer feed web part. So this is a full feed from Yammer. It gives me the ability to reply, interact, and hook up to groups in Yammer and have a full Yammer experience in a SharePoint page, in a SharePoint site. Yeah. And at the very bottom, we've got an example of a site footer. And you can see that it's inheriting the theme color from our site. And we've chosen in this one to put a very basic footer. We're going to show an example of a kind of more built-out footer when our company landing page team finishes up. But just gives you a few examples here. And what I want to go ahead and do is go over to our retail readiness site as another example. So here's a site that we might think of as a community site where people can come together and share information about the preparations for our drone launch. Again, we've got that Yammer full feed web part. We've got our experts people web part here. And then we've got highlighted content web part bringing in different content that's going to be relevant for the audience. What I'll do next is go to a product page we've got where we're launching the Contoso Eagle. And so you can see, again, here's an example of those new title region layouts that we're using. We scroll down, and I want to show you a new capability that we launched on Monday, and that is dynamic data web parts. So here I've got a document library web part hooked up to the document viewer, and it will basically take data from that and render it right on the page from one web part to another. I could scroll the list, and it'll refresh. So this is a great way within the page to have dynamic data with your web parts. Yeah, I feel like I feel yeah. And this is really, a starting point for us in a sense. We'll talk about later the set of dynamic data supported web parts, but this is a set of scenarios that we'll be expanding over time. This is just to give you a glimpse of what's possible, and there's much more to come. But very powerful capabilities for not only authoring and using web parts, but having web parts communicate to one another to pull data in and then render that right on the page in this case. And then down here, we've got our content interaction bar. And so I can see that some people have liked this. I could comment on it. I'll do another example of the app mention that I showed before. And you can see that it will automatically suggest Alex. If I go ahead and hover over that, I can complete that. Again, same experience where if I want to backspace and make it more friendly, I can do that. And as I post to Alex, he'd also get that same notification as Dave got earlier. One new capability that I showed early on mobile, a new to web, is save for later. So if I don't have time and I'm looking at this article and I want to go ahead and save it for later, I'll mark that for later and I'll know that it's in my list and I can consume that both on my mobile device if I'm on the bus, or it'll also be available to me in SharePoint Home. Why don't we take a quick look at SharePoint Home to show you that? Here's SharePoint Home. Dan showed this a moment ago with the personalized news rolled up feed for me. And there's that Eagle drone launch page in Save that I just saved. So I've got a reading list there in the web. I've got that same reading list in mobile. So anytime that I find content that's relevant for me, but I don't have the time to consume it now, I'll keep it around for later. Here's another example. Now, this is a one-time event that we're holding. It's a drone product training. So this is more of a temporal site because we want to promote the product training, but it's not a long-lived site. So you can see at the top, we actually don't even have navigation hooked up. We're really just having a single page with links on it. So you see we've got our hero web part. This is a new styling of the Quick Links web part that I'm going to show you in a moment. I'll come back to that. We've got our people web part with our descriptive layout. So here, in the context of this event, I can add descriptions to folks about how it's relevant for them, what they're going to bring to this event, and really kind of add information about them in the context of this specific event. Here's just a great kind of pop of color that allows me to get access to the day's agenda for day 1 and 2, but in a very visually powerful way, a great way to kind of tell my story for this event and get access to the content. Here's another capability with text overlay on our image web part. Again, a way to create separation on this page and kind of visual interest. The events web part, map web part, and again, a basic footer at the bottom inheriting the theme color. Let me go ahead and take a look at this page in edit mode just to show you, because part of what we do with web parts is we roll out new web parts all the time, but based upon your feedback and your usage, we also update web parts in a variety of ways. So throughout the conference this week, we'll be showing existing web parts with new capabilities, and we're going to show some more in a moment. But here's the Quick Links web part, and you can see that we've added new layouts. So in this particular one, I'm using the button layout, and if I wanted to, I could show descriptions. I could change to a compact view. It has that iconography. I could add the icons on the left or change the button appearance. Again, more capabilities in an existing web part based upon your feedback and usage to increase the way for you to tell your stories. And I think, all right. And I think that's it for this particular session. So I think we're going to turn it over to Andrew for another authoring demo.
Sounds good. Switch over here. All right, I'm going to walk through what we've just built for the portal homepage. We have a lot of exciting things to show. So let's get started with news. As mentioned, we have this new layout called Carousel. This gives you that heroic spotlight treatment for your news feed. You can see I can adjust the number of slides I want to see here. I can also have this autoplay and adjust the timing as well. Scroll to the bottom, you can see we have audience targeting available, and I'm going to turn this on. This is going to leverage a lot of that great work that Dave had set up earlier for audience targeting. We're going to get that dynamic, filtered view based on group membership. All right, now let's say I'm a content curator, or I'm part of a news team, and I really want to highlight specific articles in this carousel. Well, we now have a great way to do that. If you look over here, we have Select News to Organize. I'm going to click on that, and this is our Organize UX. You can see the news feed on the right. And let's say I want to highlight this campus remodel story. I'm going to click this and drag this up, put this in position number 1. It's really cool. And if I close this out, let's go back to my carousel. I'm going to turn off that autoplay so we can really see that. And let's go back to position number 1 and see if it's there. There it is. So you can see the power. Yeah. A lot of power and flexibility for news teams to determine what they want to show and when. Now, earlier, Dan talked about the importance of having personalized, dynamic content on a portal homepage. Well, we have a few web parts that really illustrate this. This news web part is showing recommended for the current user. So this is going to leverage the power of Microsoft Graph. In this case, we have Alex logged into the page. We know Alex's organization. We know the news that's being published around him. So the same personal newsfeed that Alex would see on his SharePoint home is reflected here in this web part. Likewise, for his sites, the sites that he's a part of, that he visits frequently, he has a lot of activity around, that same site speed on SharePoint home is also available here as well. And we have a new web part called My Recent Documents, and you can see together with highlighted content, this whole section creates that personal view for Alex on this page. That'll help him come back, see dynamic content load, help him be more engaged and continue his work. All right, next we have Quick Links. Andy mentioned a lot of great things on Quick Links here. I just want to show you one thing right now, which is super cool. We have a new glyph icon library. Wow. Yes, look at that. Very cool. We have over 500 glyphs for you to choose from. Or you can filter down to, because it could be overwhelming. So I'm going to go with a trophy for this one. It's just that easy. It's really cool. And then going down the page, we have latest Yammer conversations, tweets from Contoso, Microsoft Stream videos, and also events. And all of this Again, helps Alex stay more informed, engaged, and connected to the pulse of his organization. All right, I want to pause here and talk about something that you have all been asking us for a very long time, and that is greater density. You can see we have a lot of great content on this homepage, but if I have to scroll down several pages to see everything, it can be hard to know what's on this page or what's available. So I'm going to step through some quick ways that we can have greater density. Andy showed this earlier. We've got the new layouts for list. I'm going to go with button because as a designer, I really like how this pulls in theme color into the layout of my page. Going up, for sites, we have a new layout called compact, and this will allow me to show more sites in that same amount of space. And then for news, we've got these two great sections, but you can see on the screen it's kind of hard to fit everything in. So I'm going to create a new section here, and I'll make it a 2/3, 1/3. I'm going to drag my nice heroic news over here. We can ability to hide the title and commands, which is really nice, and then drag my team news over here. And we've got some new options available. Let me edit the actual web part. You can see we have the show compact view. I'm going to turn that on. And see how that gives me a lot of flexibility in how I can compose the page and make this a really focused news section. So I'm going to bring that section background back in, get rid of my old section, and let's save this draft. There we go. Isn't that looking a lot better? I really love the density. All right, folks, we have a lot more to show too. Really exciting. So let's talk about navigation. We've added about 50 links into this nav menu, like just now, frantically adding it. So you can see we've got the links here. These are really important links for Alex to get to, but you can see how they can be hard to find if it's in a cascading menu. He's got to kind of hunt around to find it. So this is also something that you've all been asking us for a long time as well. That is for a better solution, and we know it's out there in the industry today. It's called mega menus. Yes, mega menus. Finally, yes. As you know, mega menus are a great way to show groups of links side by side all at the same time. So let's take a look. Let's see how SharePoint can now do mega menus. I'm going to go over here to settings. We have some new things around change the look. The UX is still in flux, but for now we can see the options, and we see an option here for menu style. I'm going to choose mega menu. And this is cool. We have a live preview, so it's already there, but I'm going to be really dramatic here and click on apply and close the panels here, and then let's see what happens. There we go. Yeah. For a Portal homepage, it's kind of like a grand central station of links. So for Alex coming here, maybe starting his workday, it's really important that he can find what he needs to get to in an organized way. All right, we've got even more things to talk about the header. This is really exciting show. Sorry. So we have a great talk about how we're expanding the range of header options to help you better express your theme and your brand. There's a great talk on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Definitely check it out. For now, I'm going to show you a quick option here. I'm going to go back to change the look. You can go into header, and you can see we've got the default header shown here, but I'm going to select the compact header. And you can see how that's brought the navigation in line to the site title. The footprint's gone down a bit as well. We could take the footprint down even more with minimal, but I'm happy with compact. So I'm going to click on apply, and we have some theme color options as well. This is pretty cool. We have a new section header background that we can bring into the header, and I'm going to go with a strong theme emphasis. That's already looking good. But there's even more we can do. Let's talk about the logo. We know from talking with you, also our own experiences, that logos and brands come in all shapes and sizes. It's not always easy to just put it into a box. All right, so let's see what SharePoint can now do to break out of the box. Let's think outside the box. So I'm going to go to Site Information, and I'm going to choose a logo here that's not a square, and it's a transparent PNG. And let's see what happens. It's loading, loading. Very cool. There it is. And a lot of this great work is also available for a footer as well. we are working on a range of options to expand the footer options so that we'll have the ability to support groups of links in the footer. But for today, I'm just showing you that simple footer that supports logos, links, and letters. So let's add a logo. I'm going to go with Contoso Electronics in a footer. And there we go. So we got the logos, links, and text. All right, folks, we got one last thing I'd like to show you, and that's from our classic site. If you remember, at the bottom of the page, we had a web part that customers really, really loved, and that was the Instagram web part. Now, that's a custom web part, so as you know, for developers, that can take a lot of time and cost to build. But today, we have a special surprise for you. I'm going to see if I can add it in here. We have in our audience an intrepid developer who was able to recreate that web part from scratch in the time of this session. Let's see if it's ready. I hope it is. All right, Instagram, please show up. Oh, there it is. So he did it.
Take a bow, Anton.
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 Can you tell us a little bit about how it was done?
At the right line. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is very awkward to stand here and talk to you guys with my back, but let's pretend it's happening. Obviously, the power of the SharePoint framework, version 1.6, it's out. You're able to use Office Fabric, UI React library, the patterns and practices. In this case, I didn't need to, but you could use the AD connector library to get access to any of the data sources. And yeah, it's really easy to get going with a Yeoman template for React and use any open source libraries like I did here with the React Slick library to get you to scroll. I don't know, do you have enough posts? Andrew just walked away, but you could, if you made the page more narrow, you could see that it would nicely slide across like the carousel layout. Yeah, that's it. Come by, check out the developer booth if you guys have any questions.
There we go. Awesome. So now you've seen how SharePoint empowers people to share news. We've spent a lot of time on that, sharing, and then Andy showed communication sites that empowered leaders to share vision, people to share resources and knowledge with each other, and a site that even shared a service, an event, almost a kind of microsite. These communication sites are really powerful ways to communicate broadly across the organization. Hopefully you've seen also that it's actually pretty simple. When you sit down, we're doing a lot fast, but when you sit down and do it, it's as simple as clicking new and then clicking plus. Now, how do you drive adoption of communication sites, and how do you really integrate them into the way you work to drive a new way of work? Well, we've got a wonderful customer here to come up to the stage and talk. I'd like to bring up Susie Dean from Add-in365 and David Kaganovsky from Wavemaker.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, hi, David Kaganovsky, obviously. That's Susie. So at Wavemaker, it's important for us to not only to be able to take content that's created in communication sites, but then find a way to surface that content in the context of the work our people do. The nature of our business, we're a media agency, constantly are working on client campaigns, client advertising campaigns. And so in the context of teams, we will place the communication sites for the purpose of what they're intended to serve at the time that it's needed. And actually then can remove them when it's no longer needed to be a tab and no longer needed to be highlighted in a very prominent way, as you can see in this particular experience. So here, by the way, you see a lot of my sites, a lot of my teams are very technical in nature, but we would have a client site, and we need to bring in brand content, brand information into the work that our people are doing. This is the way that we surface it.
So the benefit here is that we're using the out-of-the-box ability to add that communication site into our team. We only have one source of that truth, and it's being displayed in multiple teams where that content's being consumed. So it's great for making sure that everybody's using the correct content And David can very easily untab this content to get onto the next piece of work that his project team are looking at undertaking.
You know, our organization, we actually merged two agencies, and we saw that as an opportunity to start moving away from what we called our old ways of working. Files, email, using file shares, constantly sending attachments and copies of files to each other. That just is no longer acceptable, no longer appropriate in a modern work environment. And so we decided that we needed a new way of working. And those new ways of working really centered around the adoption, very aggressive and fast adoption of Teams, OneDrive, and SharePoint communication sites. And so, but in order to pull all that together, we partnered with Admin365 and used their product, the Work Hub, to try to bring the power and all of those things together into what you see here, which is our Work Hub. It's a launch page. It's not an intranet in this case. This is a place where work actually gets done, not just a place of communications. You've got your teams highlighted, your access to emails, your calendar, sites that you follow, news and information. We do have communication here, but it's below the fold, so to speak. And all of that available in a very consumable, branded product built on SharePoint.
So the purpose really here from the Admin365 perspective is to help organizations to quickly get value on their investment in the Office 365 suite. The Work Hub product itself is actually built within SharePoint on the new communication sites. It's fully personalized and integrated as well.
I'll tell you, I can't wait till all these things are available because, you know, I'm sitting down there taking mental notes. There are so many things that we're going to be able to do. And what I think is the power of all of this stuff, if you don't mind me being a little philosophical here, is that we're taking the power and giving it to the people who actually create the content. You know, in the past, think back, I was whispering in Susie's ear, you know, I have flashbacks of SharePoint 2007 in my head. Great platform, however, we needed IT. We needed to have IT as a partner to do things. And so that created a certain level of, let's just say, work. We're now able to put this stuff into the hands of our people, and they create the content themselves. They own it. It's in a very consumable way. I really can't wait till some of these things come out. But,
David, it would be great if you could give a few words on how you evolved into the new ways of working. How did you get 9,000 people at Wavemaker to start creating content in their communication sites?
It was really tough. We begged and pleaded. I'll tell you what doesn't work. What does not work. I did an interesting campaign. Well, I thought it was interesting. Created videos, cartoons, sent emails out to the entire organization from me, telling them about the power of Office 365 and all the things available to them. Every week, a sustained campaign. And somebody said to me, David, is that really going to work? And I said, we're in advertising. Of course it's going to work. Advertising always works. So then I go to our office in Sydney, introduce myself to one of the folks there, and they said, oh yeah, you're the office guy, right? I said, God damn it, it's not going to work. It doesn't work. What works? What works is a sustained campaign of identifying champions, showing people the power, bringing them on, onboarding them through a framework of showing them the value and the power that they can harness themselves if you give it to them. We actually, that was I thought that was a really good way of working with you, Susie. We didn't set this up, but I might as well give you the compliment here, because the team at Admin365 brought us not just a product, but they brought us a really good framework for adoption. We personalized the adoption. We made it, and we also made it a non-negotiable activity in the end. In the end, we actually set all file shares to be read-only. We burned the ships, as you say. We said we are not going to go back. We focus a lot of energy on getting our leaders to adopt this stuff, and it's still a battle every single day. Email is an important part of our environment, but we're trying to bring the work out of email and put it into these tools, because this is where work can be focused. Email, you've got to deal with that volume. If you start moving work out of email and into a more modern, cloud-oriented platform, I think you find that the teams become more productive and, frankly, happier, because the noise begins to fade away a little bit.
I mean, you've done amazingly well. So
I agree.
Wavemaker's 9,000 employees beginning on January 1, They're now about 5,000 people through the rollout. It's been a team-by-team approach. I think the thing we've learned from comm sites is they're not hard to create. They need very little / no training, but it's different and it's new. And it's getting that newness embedded in the organization that is where the work is. So, David, I'll let you close up with connecting us background.
Yeah. Well, to be very simple, as you can see in the Work Hub, all your teams are represented right there in a very easily consumable, frankly, pretty way. And I think that's important. It's certainly in my business. We find the team that we want to be a part of. We click on it. It takes me right into the team itself. Now I can go continue to do my work. We've tried to create that integration to be very seamless because it aids adoption, frankly, and it makes things very consumable for our people. So
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Thank you
very much, guys.
Can't wait.
Thank you guys so much. All right. Okay, so we've looked at the pieces of the internet. We're now going to look at how you can organize and bring these pieces together to create beautiful hubs and portals, and start building the kinds of experiences that our great partners have been helping customers build today. So let's take a look at hubs and portals. Andy?
Okay. Okay, here I am. I'm going to do a very quick hubs demo, and then I'm going to show you a couple of things for roll-ups. Then we're going to hand over to Dave to bring us home on the site that they've been building, and then I have a root site demo at the end. So stick around. Okay, so here's a hub that we are using with work at Contoso, and you can see things if you've worked with hubs before. We've got our hub navigation up at the top here. We've got the site itself and the navigation there. We've got a variety of content rolling up. Before, I showed you that I was responsible for the drone product training. And so this is a site. It's a single flat site. And what I want to do to help kind of bring it into that family is I'm going to go ahead and join it to the hub. So if I go ahead and go into site information, go down, I have a set of hubs that I can join it to, and I'm going to select work at Contoso. Now, one of the things you'll notice that's brand new is there below that says an approvals needed before this site gets connected to the hub. So just as Dave was showing content approval in the library, we've now hooked up site association with content approval if you want. So now if a hub owner wants to, they can have it set up so that anybody who wants to associate their hub to their hub gets to approve that. So I won't be able to do that on my own. I will need to have someone approve it, so that will go ahead and get submitted for that. The next thing I want to show you is a little bit less about hubs and more about just roll-ups in general. If I go here and edit this page, I want to show you some capabilities that we rolled out recently in the news web part. And this is becoming a pretty incredibly powerful web part. First off is I can choose sources. So one of the things that we're rolling out shortly is recommended for current user. So that same capability that we had on SharePoint Home to have a personalized, intelligence-driven news roll-up for me, we can now make that available on sites. So if you want to engage users with sites that are interesting to them and the news that's relevant to them, you can add that to your own site, and it can be scoped to recommended for current users. I can also choose to select sites. Now, these are what I'm showing you here is all capabilities that are going to be in the news web part. So I could go ahead and select any of these and roll up content from there. I could even go ahead and search for a site and find different sites. So the idea here is that if you want to use hubs to organize your sites, that's a great working model. We also get feedback from you that oftentimes what you also want to do is be able to roll up content from different sites around your intranet. And so this is an example with news where we're doing that. We also are doing that with events. And of course, highlighted content is an incredibly powerful web part. So you have a variety of ways to bring content from across your intranet into your sites. You can model that as hub sites, or you can just use roll-ups to do that as well. So just wanted to show you a quick demonstration of that. And I think, Dave, if you're ready to hook us up and show your last work, we're ready for you.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so I'm on the Work at Contoso hub. We're ready to launch our site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the URL of our portal, just copy it. I'm going to go to the hub navigation at Work at Contoso. I want everyone to be able to see the new portal that we built as the intranet landing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to hub navs. So that means that any site associated with this hub, and if I go and add it to the other hubs, this will be true there as well, any site will be able to have a link directly to our landing page. That did not copy. Oh, that's why. This is not my keyboard.
Controls in a different place?
There we go. It has a function button. I don't know what that does. All right, so I'm just going to promote this as a regular nav link. And there you can see we have the link to Contoso landings. And let's just check back over here. So the last thing I wanted to show you, Andrew did a great job of walking the whole page. But I wanted to show how this page is targeted and personalized. So you can see this. I'm logged in as Alex right now. He sees, of course, the news post that we pinned, the 2020 campus model updates, the parental policy updates, the Contoso gives back. And then below here, he has a lot of Excel documents, his own recent docs, and his own sites. I'm going to switch over to this other browser and show you what Megan sees. Megan's a member of the Singapore office, so she's in the APAC region. And if I go here, she still sees the pinned news post. That's an important post. We want everyone to see it. But as we cycle through, she sees a different set of news posts, right? She sees the APAC Regional Sales Awards. So we've targeted the content to different people based on their membership. If we go down, you see like she has different documents. She has PDFs and PowerPoints. She has different personal docs. And her sites are different. So now she has an intranet landing experience that is both useful because the organization can communicate out to her, but it's also deeply personal, and she can use this as a resource to get back to her work. That's it.
All right. So the team succeeded. They built our company landing page in about an hour, and I am now going to show you very quickly how it looks on mobile. So if I go into the SharePoint mobile app, and you see that, I've got the landings page. That is the one that these guys just built, and I go ahead and open that up, and there we are. Works out of the box in our mobile application. All right, I got one last demo. All right, one last demo here before we talk roadmap. Anybody recognize that? Yeah. This is built before I started working on SharePoint, I know. And we get a lot of feedback from you all about the root site. So what I want to now show you is something that you'll see in the roadmap shortly. We definitely hear the feedback about the root site experience. We just built an amazing company landing page in an hour, and we want you to enable you to do that, and then we want you to be able to do that at the root. So let me show you. Here's the root. I'm going to go into PowerShell. I'm going to do a quick copy and run. Com site experience enabled for the root. Go back. I'm going to refresh this home. I got a com site in my root.
Boom.
So now, an hour from now, I will have what these guys just built at the root of my tenant. All right. Okay, let's quickly talk roadmap. I know we're short on time here. So there's a variety of things that are releasing now. These slides will be available shortly, but pretty much everything we showed today is either releasing now or is coming out in the fourth quarter. So there's a variety of capabilities that we, here we go, sorry. That we showed that are releasing now and also by the end of this year. I'm going to, kind of in the interest of time, keep moving on those. You can get a sense of it. There's a lot of work from our team that's coming out in the next months. There's a lot of work that we've delivered to help power the modern intranet over the last year, and we're just going to continue to try to deliver more over the coming year. In the first half of the year, one of the things that we've gotten feedback for authors is in-product user education. So you'll see us wanting to make sure that as we roll out new features, that your authors, people that are creating pages, understand those capabilities. So we are going to be judiciously, but making sure that we're educating people about the capabilities that exist. And then the Central Asset Library was also another one that we showed here. Top of mind for us is Andrew built upon the idea that we want to continue to increase page density. So we will continue to invest in that, and on our mind is 1920 resolution support. In addition to that, branding is a huge investment for us. I really encourage you to go to the session tomorrow. I'll show it on the code on the next slide. But first-party and third-party font support is something that's on our mind as well. And then on the sites and portal system, again, a lot of work that's releasing now. One of the things we didn't talk about or show today that I think you'll be interested in is the top of that end of 2018. We're delivering a Pages API. It's a REST API exposed in the graph. We'll have a beta of that out by the end of the year. So I see Wes cheering that one. So all the developers in the room, I think that's a great capability. And just a number of things. And then for the first half of 2019, one of the other areas for feedback, we showed you content approval. We talked about the integration with Microsoft Flow for custom flows that you can build. In addition to that, we'll deliver content scheduling in the first half of 2019. And then top of mind for 2019, top of mind for us is multilingual support. Really, there's other items on here, but multilingual support is really top of mind for us. So, good, awesome. We hope to have some guidance out by the end of the year that's kind of a future-proof type of guidance. So if you're thinking about the need for multilingual in your sites, and as we're developing our solution out of the box for multilingual that we plan to deliver in 2019, we want to get ahead of that and provide hopefully some guidance and documentation for you to be able to plan ahead. So there's a lot coming next year. There's a lot that we're releasing now, and we're really excited about getting these out to you.
Awesome. So we've been talking about the modern intranet, and as David alluded to, the modern intranet is no longer a one-way stream of communication. In fact, we believe we should rethink what the intranet is meant to do. We believe it's about delivering intelligent employee experiences that are dynamic, they keep themselves up to date, they reflect the nature of the user and the organization, and they adapt as the organization structure changes. They're personalized, and we saw lots of examples of that today. They're social, integrating social capabilities so that people can connect and share broadly across the organization, and they're actionable. They're places you can go to actually get to work, find your recent documents, find what matters most to you, and find where people are waiting for you to take the next step in a process or on a document. So hopefully this gives you a vision of what those kinds of experiences can do and how you can use them to inform and engage people across your organization and harness collective knowledge. So thank you guys very much for coming. A couple of quick resources here for you that I'll let you take a picture of. We do have some great sessions tomorrow morning. It's BRK, I think 3090 is Denise's session on design. There's a lot of other great sessions. And if you want to accelerate your work in this space, we saw a wonderful example of a partner. We've got some amazing partners here at the event who are building on modern so that they can be performant, responsive, and bring the innovations that we're bringing to you as quickly as possible. Don't hesitate to say hello to them and stay in touch with us on the tech community. Thank you guys so much for coming.
In particular, as you take a picture of this, the bottom two links are really critical. We are delivering a site, the second to the last one, with a set of content around helping you to get guidance and information and content around building your modern intranet. And then there's the bottom one is a great site that Denise and our design team have put together around patterns and practices and best practices for creating your site. So great resources for you. I really encourage you to look at those.
Awesome. And stay in touch with us. Fill in our survey. We want to hear your feedback. This is not the eval. This is our survey, so please stay in touch, but also evaluate the session in your mobile apps. Thanks for coming.
Have a great night.